It's only just over a month until Season 4 releases and the leaks are pouring out already. Today we cover them all, ranging from 8 Battle Pass skins, map changes, storyline developments, events and so much more. Guys, make sure you're sticking around for the 480 to 600 seconds being the full length of this video to get all of that juicy intel, because you won't want to miss a thing today, trust me. In time for Season 4 release, and I've changed my creator code to FM3, so enter it if you'd like to directly support me inside the Fortnite item shop, being a 3-digit easy and quick to enter code. Last video I asked you guys to name this emote, and here's a ton of hearted comments on screen right now that got it right. This now, however, is our new emote, so let me know what this is down below in the comments, and if you get it right and your comment gets hearted, it could be showed on screen in the next video. And considering we're incredibly close to 2.55 million subscribers, whilst you're clicking buttons, hit the button, turn on all notifications. After all, it only benefits you, as we do try and give different subscribers every single day, with proof for that on screen right now. So first of all, as for the structure of today's video, we're going to be going over what's happening until Season 3's end in terms of the map changes and developments to shape next season's theme. The Season 4 map changes that are shown for the first time in the cinematic trailer hopefully made sense of based off this season's final day developments. And last but not least, some crazy leaks regarding Season 4 that have already poured out to do with Battle Pass skins potentially upcoming also. So with that said, diving straight into it, what this means for Season 3 when it ends according to the Battle Pass right now, with Epic Games still being on vacation when I'm recording for their summer break. August 25th is when it's going through until. For the first time also, it's been very specific in terms of the time of day that this season will be ending, almost implying because of that it's not going to get extended, or should I say even shortened this season. If they are to make an announcement, however, they do finish their vacation on July 18th, which is the end of this summer event, but actually update the game once more on the 25th of July 2023 for the second to last update of Chapter 4 Season 3 25.20, as Sheena states on screen right now. Supposedly, on top of that too, we're only going to be seeing one more update after that, being version 25.30 before 26, which is Chapter 4 Season 4. In preparation for Season 4, or to get the summer skins now, I know you guys will be wanting V-Bucks. I posted a short with a 13,500 V-Bucks code hidden within it on Captain V-Bucks, but on the lead up to a new season, I post a ton of codes on my story, including one tonight that's on there right now. Click the first link in the video description down below, or the pinned comment to follow my Instagram. The more active you are, the better chance you have of receiving a code, as I frequently do post smaller codes on my stories, which potentially could mean 1,000 V-Bucks that you obtain could get you the Battle Pass for free. Reverting back to the ending of this season, however, like the last summer seasons we've seen for Season 3 of each chapter, Chapter 2 Season 3, this summer themed one, Chapter 3 Season 3, this summer themed one, and now Chapter 4 Season 3. As Epic Games go out of office on vacation or leave, this means we don't see a storyline related live event, and I know they broke the trend of the first story event occurring within a chapter in its second season this particular chapter, by one not occurring for last season, Chapter 4 Season 2 Mega, and considering this was a first, some people think we're going to be seeing a live event to end off this season. It simply won't be the case, as they won't have been in office enough to actually design not only after that Chapter 4 Season 4, Season 5, and Chapter 5, or even work on that already, the Epic Games employees as we know they are, which we're going to be moving on to in just a second. But without a live event occurring, there could be in-game map change developments happening by the day on the lead up to Chapter 4 Season 4, as we're already seeing the melting of this ice right now in the jungle biome, or what's crossing over into it, to then prepare events or set up something to occur in the Chapter 4 Season 4 cinematic trailer, kinda like we had the earthquake cracks and the roots seeping through at the end of last season, implying an earthquake would occur and then a jungle biome or trees would spread up onto the Battle Royale island, which literally happened. Before we move on to specific map changes we already have an early look at that's been right in front of our eyes since the start of Chapter 4, to do with Chapter 4 Season 4 potentially. For those that don't know, as we've covered it in a few videos, but it's very important you guys know this, is Chapter 5 is version 28 according to G-Matrix Games in the files, and we're currently in version 25, the 25th season of Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 3. This of course would then imply that we're going to be seeing 2 more seasons within this chapter, going all the way up to Chapter 4 Season 5. However, with it being confirmed at the end of last season, the live event they were working on, codenamed Jurian, that data miners have updated things for now, instead of taking place on the 21st of November, apparently it's going to be taking place early December, like we see for each end event of a chapter or the annual chapters going forward now that we've previously gone through, going into a fixed black hole like downtime for more hours, or more time anyways, than a typical season update, as it's a transition to a brand new island, i.e. a brand new chapter. With this being the playlist very early for the Jurian live event right now, it means Epic Games are actively, working on it, trying to get everything prepared, and we know for this work in progress that never made the final cut of the Fracture event, this is initially what it was scheduled to look like, and the dates on screen of course by an Epic employee is a work in progress for when they were actually making the cinematics involved in it. With us definitely entering Chapter 4 Season 4 currently, as it states from the Battle Pass once again on August 25th, with an average Fortnite season lasting around 80 or 90 days, this doesn't mean we could see a Chapter 4 Season 5 possibly before Chapter 5 Season 1 early December. That's based off the usual duration period of a season season, but they could make 2 smaller ones. For instance, 50 days from Chapter 4 Season 4 releasing, meaning Chapter 5 Season 5 releases after that. This lands on the 14th of October 2023 being a Saturday, and then 50 days onwards from October 14th being the duration of Season 5. If we do get one or it happens like this, that lands Sunday, December 3rd, 2023. Some people are even speculating that they're going to have an entire smaller duration season or as big of an update for a season to do with this LEGO collaboration, hence why there's 2 new versions before Chapter 5 releases. Considering we know this is going to be huge and on their must-succeed incentives list alongside Chapter 5 and a few other things according to data miners, as you can see on screen, let me know which direction you think this is going to go down below in the comments. But as for things confirmed that Epic Games are working on, or have been should I say, putting them right in front of our eyes, implying Season 4 map changes, before the start of this season they were not only working on the jungle biome but also the desert biomes, as they were testing cacti and Joshua trees and different things of the sort that we'd only find in the likes previously of Paradise Palms being a desert biome. And speaking of Paradise Palms, happy 5th birthday to this being introduced in Chapter 1 Season 5. I can't believe time's gone by that quick. Literally the season that birthed Kevin randomly right in front of our eyes from a random strike of lightning. Getting back on track to the Season 4 map changes, however, if we go on the outskirts of the island right now, these actual palm trees or tropical looking trees can be seen on what seems to be a replica of the SpongeBob intro island. Believe it or not, Epic Games did strike a deal with Paramount, so it's possible that they could be doing a SpongeBob collab at some point, but I don't believe this is for that. I believe it's like the bamboos that were randomly introduced on the outskirts of the Citadel, implying other bamboo-like map changes would be upcoming in Chapter 4 Season 2. Could this be implying, with the melting of the ice as we can see going into the jungle biome, that it's going to be completely gone and a desert area will be taking over? If so, this would make sense in terms of not only introducing Dr. Sloan but activating her newly found powers alongside Trace. As we can see only in their survey skin form concepts, they seem to possess a power of harnessing sand for their own good, and if we use the Trace skin and go up to the NPC of Dr. Sloan, she states that these glyphs are the key to all of this. The glyphs, for those that don't know, are these pictures engraved on the wall behind all of these trees and branches that we can't currently see, but data miners have pulled the image clearly out of the files for us to see. I'm guessing Sloan's new mission is to get this working, this piece of apparatus, which again, relating back to Kevin the Cube introduced in Chapter 1 Season 5 for the first time, has runes on exactly like this displayed on all 6 sides. You may also remember the leaks about a map change upcoming potentially this season that didn't come true, being a volcano prior to its start, with the resemblance of this structure looking like an inactive one on the outskirts of Mega City, resembling the event of the Unvaulting where it struck what we now have as the new tilted Mega City, but in Chapter 1 Season 8. Although it won't be happening this season with, yes, a confirmed non-live event season, Epic Games could very well be foreshadowing it to happen in the next when the volcano is here, as in Chapter 1 Season 8 in the Battle Pass we had this particular emoticon called Angry Volcano, and then, well, it did become angry and erupt later that season during the live event itself. Despite these earthquake cracks revealing a jungle instead of a volcano location once this season started, they haven't stopped teasing this particular structure upcoming as a map change, especially in the Battle Pass like before. Once they teased the eruption of this in Chapter 1 Season 8, they're now teasing it in multiple cosmetics. As you can see right here, this particular sticker of a volcano erupting, this volcanic magma rock looking contrail on the hands of our character, and also this molten lava textured or forged looking axe. With us determining we're not going to be seeing a live event to end off this particular season, believe it or not, that has not stopped Epic Games from adding voice lines in for Innovator Sloan, despite us seeing her revealed alive or confirmed for the first time in the Chapter 4 Season 3 trailer. After the events of Collision where the mecha team leader slammed down on the tank, then we saw it floating around after the broken reality in the Chapter 4 trailer, which then got submerged under the island under the rubble before the jungle was revealed, where we can now see it next to her as an NPC in-game. As Egyptian leakers stated, a new dialogue voice file was added for Sloan. The same pathway is only used for live events and Save the World. This usually means that Sloan is said to have voice lines in an upcoming live event. It also could mean nothing, so take this with a grain of salt. Of course, we have voice dialogue lines in some of the cinematic trailers for upcoming seasons or even events, so it wouldn't surprise me if this is either for the Chapter 4 Season 4 trailer or Innovator Sloan or Sloan in either this form or the other one off the Fortnite surveys, looking like she belongs to the last reality here in the Jurian or Chapter 4 finale events. After all, we already know that they're planning on returning not only aliens like in Chapter 2 Season 7, but the last reality as a whole to this particular, well, reality in capitals as Donald Mustard has in his bio now to display the Chapter 4 island or realm. As FireMonkey initially tweeted out on the 20th of June, nearly a whole month ago, also Epic Games had begun playtesting Chapter 4 Season 4. Following up on that, he also stated, directly linking to the last reality and the aliens, that Zygon Choppy's ray gun is also set to be unvaulted in Chapter 4 Season 4. As you can see right here, it says CH4S4 Mythic Unvault, Saigon Choppy's Ray Gun, and then even followed up with another list of leaked upcoming unvaults. Here is a list of mythics planned to be unvaulted in Chapter 4 Season 4, Gunner's Stinger SMG, the Foundation's MK7AR, Saigon Choppy's Ray Gun, Overclocked Pulse Rifle, and the Havoc Pump Shotgun. With that confirming the return of Gunner potentially as a boss or NPC like we saw in Chapter 3 Season 2 holding this mythic Stinger SMG. The Foundation in Chapter 3 Season 1, don't forget, was the holder of this mythic Foundation AR, which implies not only the return of the Foundation, but with him being a boss on the island next season. I highly doubt this version of Sloan joining the last reality, however, is in the Battle Pass, but here's what it could look like once it comes to the game that my thumbnail designer has managed to sculpt early and literally put in locker form. But who knows, anything's possible if they're introducing literal ships from reality portals that we can see, such as the Cradle in the Chapter 2 finale right here, which is so many times bigger than the mothership as compared to it right here side by side, and then the Chapter 2 and 3 Flipside Island. As we're currently in space in the middle of nowhere, could this be approaching the island closely, more so at the end of Season 4 for the finale event? Kinda like Galactus being completely ginormous, but honestly I think this thing in terms of scale will be even bigger than Fortnite's take on Galactus visiting Reality Zero. It's already determined the name of this ship being the Cube Cradle. As you can see, it's powered up by several gold cubes, and despite that being the name of this loading screen, it's also a depiction of what we got an early glimpse into the reality of the Cradle and Mother ships at the end of Chapter 2's finale once again. The collab skin this season being Optimus Prime level 100 instead of the one we unlock like Paradise Meowscles, however, has warned us of formidable enemies taking notice of the power that flowed through the island not being as strong, which is referring to the 0 point. It's gone into hibernation after pulling the island together from extending its tendrils and literally pulling terrain from everywhere all into one. Initially it was in this ancient vault in Chapter 4 Season 1, however, as we can see now, it's clearly been broken, with the earthquakes causing the jungle underneath the surface to emerge. And from taking a look in the files right now, with it being in a hibernation-like state from being weak like in Chapter 2 Season 6 when it formed the spire out of this weird substance surrounding it, supposedly it's petrified and kind of sending out whale groans almost as if to communicate with something else or somebody, potentially maybe being the Seven, to actually come and save the day or this reality, or at least try to, as I'm guessing it's going to come to its demise going into Chapter 5, which of course will be early December if everything goes forward as planned once again. Speaking of realities ending, however, not Chapter 2's finale, Chapter 3, everybody seems to have forgotten about the Herald once shrinking Reality Zero down, and this being the tree form only left of her on the Chapter 4 Season 1 and 2 island. Epic Games never do anything on accident. They will have put this here to foreshadow she's returning in the future, potentially like Sloan in another form. As on the Fortnite surveys right now, there's a skin that literally could pass as being her sister. It almost looks that identical in terms of the Herald's overall style. And as we typically see 8 Battle Pass outfits, nothing's confirmed yet, but here are a ton of last reality looking ones, which I think would be cool to be upcoming. Somebody over on Twitter as well already predicted based off the Fortnite surveys, of which you're seeing literally all the skins off of right now, so feel free to pause the video, their prediction on what they think out of the 8 outfits we're going to be seeing come Chapter 4 Season 4, or even some of them confirmed before, like we got the key art leaked for this season, literally revealing half of them, including the collab skin. Speaking of the collab skin, as we do typically see one every single season, whether it is obtainable at level 100 or unlockable like Eren Yeager and Geralt of Rivia, are we finally going to be getting the One Piece collaboration now we have a jungle biome on the island to complement this, as Hypex speculated it could be upcoming this season toward the end of last before Paradise Meowscles was confirmed. Drop a like in today's video if you'd like to see that, and subscribe to the channel with all notifications turned on so that you don't miss any future uploads. And don't forget, enter code FM3 if you directly want to support me inside the Fortnite item shop whilst you're waiting for the next video I publish on the channel, if you haven't already watched this one I picked out for you on screen right now.